Video 52 VRE narrates the story of a village leader who was deeply devoted to a local goddess, seeking personal gains by appeasing her through animal sacrifices. However, upon realizing the true consequences of his actions, he renounced the practice forever. Long ago, a village leader of Rajpura, a well-developed village in Rajasthan, managed his village efficiently. The inhabitants were largely happy with his careful governance and were supportive of him in times of need. Special programs and festivals were organized jointly, fostering unity among the villagers. The village also had a beautiful old temple dedicated to Chandamai, and the leader was a devout worshipper of the goddess. He firmly believed that her blessings brought him wealth, happiness, and smooth functioning of the village. To ensure her continued support, he regularly performed sacrifices of roosters and goats as offerings to appease the goddess. The leader had a son named Anashvi, who actively participated in and supported his father trademark symbol S activities. As Anashvi grew older, he married a beautiful young woman, the daughter of another village leader. Around this time, the village leader fell seriously ill. Despite all possible treatments, he could not recover and eventually passed away. Although the leader had amassed a significant amount of wealth during his lifetime, his miserly nature prevented him from spending it on unnecessary activities. However, he willingly spent money on the worship of the goddess, believing it would bring continued prosperity and blessings. On his deathbed, he advised his son to continue appeasing the goddess through animal sacrifices, emphasizing that this was essential for maintaining the village's prosperity. He told Anashvi, "We were content in all respects because of this practice. Never abandon it." When Anashvi asked his father about the location of the wealth he had accumulated, the leader refused to reveal it, taking the secret with him to his grave. At last, the village leader passed away without leaving any clue about his immense wealth. His son, Anashvi, was convinced that his father had accumulated a significant fortune and hidden it in a safe place. However, he could not understand why his father had remained silent on the matter and never disclosed anything beyond the known family finances. The father, aware of his deep attachment to the wealth he had earned, believed that he would take rebirth in the same family. He thought that the hidden fortune would eventually be useful to him in his next life. In contrast, the son was certain that the wealth was hidden somewhere in the house. Driven by this belief, he repeatedly searched for it, digging in various spots across the large home, but his efforts yielded nothing. He continued to offer animal sacrifices to appease the goddess, seeking her blessings for a happy and prosperous life. To ensure the regularity of sacrifices, he established a system to rear goats himself on a farmhouse, focusing on breeding high-quality stock for more meaningful offerings to the goddess. One day, someone gifted him a beautiful baby goat. He assigned a caretaker to raise it with great care, ensuring it would grow into a healthy young goat for sacrifice during the upcoming festival at the temple of their beloved goddess. The time to sacrifice the taming goat was near, and so Anashvi came to his farmhouse to bring the goat at the house to give the better nourishment. On the way back home from the farmhouse, while passing through a forest, encountered a Muniraj in deep penance. The goat, sensing an unknown fear, was reluctant to move forward, despite the helper's effort to force it along. The goat resisted, pilling backward with all its strength, as if its instincts warned it of the impending danger. As they passed near Muniraj, the goat suddenly stopped with all its might and looked at the sage with pleading, merciful eyes. Sensing the animal trademark symbol as anguish, Muniraj responded, Hey vast, I am powerless to alter the events destined for you. Your current suffering is the result of your past karmas. But the goat, undeterred, prayed to Muniraj with heartfelt desperation, saying, I am consumed by fear of the village leader. Please save me and show mercy by delivering me from this Chandal person. Anashvi, overhearing this strange exchange, was puzzled but intrigued. Unable to grasp the true meaning of their conversation, he questioned Muniraj, What are you discussing with the goat? It seems frightened of you and asks me to free it from your presence. Anashvi retorted, I cannot do that. This goat is meant for sacrifice to honor the goddess and secure her blessings. Muniraj responded solemnly, vast, listen carefully. Your actions will not bring you the gains you seek. Instead, they will lead to adverse consequences, as has already happened with this goat. Taking a life for personal benefit is against the natural laws of karma. Anashvi remained unconvinced and said, I do not agree with your beliefs. Muniraj replied with conviction, Mark my words, this is the truth. You will bear the consequences of your actions. Blind faith and false illusions will lead you astray, plunging you into a deep and dry well of suffering just as this goat endured due to following your misguided path. Do you know who this goat is? He is your father, declared Muniraj. The statement left the listener in disbelief. How can I accept your claim? My father was a man of great deeds, Sayuro. He appeased the goddess with devotion and conducted welfare programs for the betterment of society. Surely, such noble acts would have earned him a place in moksha, or at the very least, a seat in heaven. Your words seem to be nothing more than a delusion to me. Muniraj, calm and unwavering, replied, Believe me, this is the truth. If you continue down this path, you too will face a similar fate. I have no personal connection or selfish interest in revealing this. It is merely the unfolding of natural processes. If you cannot accept him as your father now, perhaps his actions will speak for him, especially if he reveals the secret of the hidden wealth he kept from you. Only then will you be able to reconcile with this truth and release him from your doubt. The listener pondered for a moment before saying, If he truly is my father, let him disclose the location of the hidden wealth. He was a miserly man and never shared its whereabouts. If he reveals the truth, I will gladly accept him as my father and release him from my custody. Muniraj communicated these words to the goat. The goat, in turn, seemed to understand and agreed, thinking, the value of wealth is insignificant compared to my life. The goat promised to reveal the location of the hidden treasure but insisted on being released once the wealth was found. The village leader, intrigued by this bizarre turn of events, observed the goat closely. To his amazement, the goat, without any guidance, began running toward the house. It moved with purpose, eventually stopping at 3 specific locations within the property. The leader ordered these areas to be dug up, and to every Vinayaro trademark symbol as astonishment, the hidden wealth was uncovered. True to his word, the leader released the goat, though he was deeply unsettled by the extraordinary events. The goat, now free, ran directly to Muniraj, seeking initiation and spiritual liberation. Witnessing this, the village leader was overcome with awe and wonder. He, too, decided to approach Muniraj, seeking initiation and a path to transcend the mortal world. Thus, the hidden wealth was discovered, the goat found redemption, and the leader embarked on a journey toward spiritual enlightenment.